Alright, so bear with me guys because I wasn't planning on doing a video on this, but here it goes. These both right here are both Yamaha Grizzly 600s. Now a while back I did a couple videos on the Grizzly 600, red one. Not this one, but one just like this. And it ended up, you guys, if you want, you can go back and look at those videos if you want to see the teardown and everything, but it didn't make much power. It would sit there and idle, but it wouldn't make much power. You push the throttle in, and you got a little bit, maybe eighth of after that it would not, you just had no power at all. And when it warmed up, it was making a very bad tapping noise. So I figured it was something in the engine, went and checked the valves weren't it. Like I said, if you'd rather watch the videos first, I'll leave a link in the description. You can go ahead and check out those two videos. There's two of them. Watch them back to back or whatever you want to do, and then you can come back to this one if you want and see how everything was resolved. But the other day on one of those videos I got a comment asking, did the owner decide to fix the Yamaha Grizzly 600, because he had like $3,400 in the machine, and it still had that issue. He had $3,400 into it before he even brought it to me. So then he brought it to me and I tore it down. The top end was bad. What happened was the wrist pin actually seized. It wasn't quite seized because it was still running, but the wrist pin basically seized itself. Must have ran out of oil or something, or had an oil blockage at one point. The wrist pin seized itself to the upper connecting rod, and it was all scarred up. I had to hammer that thing to get it to come out. I finally got it out, and I'm pretty sure, well, I know now, that is definitely what was causing the no power issue. It was creating so much friction that it was just not allowing any revs. Probably the more it revved up, the worse it got. But what was causing all that noise, the rattling and stuff, it was actually piston slap. You could tell on both sides of the pistons that it was hitting the front and the back of that cylinder, because there was so much friction on the wrist pin that it wasn't allowing it to float up and down perfectly. So it was doing a lot of rattling back and forth. So obviously the crankshaft had to be rebuilt or replaced. We needed a new piston, new cylinder. Here's a little bit of the footage that I took before. Alright, so she's not taking much throttle. That engine sounds a little noisy. Takes more throttle when the choke's applied, but still not much. Something up there doesn't sound too good. Now, like I said, I wasn't planning on doing a video just because it's been here quite a while and I wanted to get it done, but I did take a couple little clips here and there just to, basically for my peace of mind. I wanted to, have proof and everything that everything's on video. Sometimes I take pictures, sometimes I do videos, but it wasn't one I was going to do a video on because I didn't have the extra time for it. Anyways, yeah, we'll get to those clips right here. I think this is like a 2000, 2001, somewhere in there. Anyways, you can see the engine's out. We got a crack in the frame, so we got to repair that. Now, this is why the engine's out. I got it all torn apart, split the cases. I'll show you what's going on with it. This thing did run, but it didn't run great. It was making some noises. Check out that connecting rod. Very pitted. I had to hammer the heck out of that wrist pin to get it through there. It was basically seized to it. It was still rotating, still running, but there was a lot of friction on there. You can see the piston pretty well scored up, mainly that side right there. And the wrist pin, pretty rough. So yeah, obviously, new piston. The cylinder walls were scored as well, so we're going to go ahead and do an overbore on the cylinder, oversized piston, and then we're going to put a used crank in this. I found a good used one. We're going to use that. Now, I found, so when I pulled apart the wet clutch here, this was kind of strange. Pulled this apart, and it literally just broke in pieces, this one-way bearing. I've never had that happen before. It wasn't stuck or anything. I literally unbolted this case, pulled it out nice and smooth. It came right out, and this just exploded basically. You can see a little wear on there, but I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if somebody had definitely been in there at one time. So I don't know if they replaced this with like a cheap one and it didn't last, or if possibly when they put it on, it was messed up. But I didn't hear any weird noises. Um, a little scarring around there, not bad. But yeah, I don't know. It's not great, but we're gonna put a new one of those in. As far as the clutches go, I mean, you know, they were dirty. They need to be cleaned, but nothing out of the ordinary in here. Everything was pretty dirty. For the gear case, all the gears in the transmission look good. This main shaft looks good. There's definitely some play in between the shaft and there, and actually, you know what? It might be right there. Might be these gears that I'm hearing. But all the transmission gears look good. The engine balance, the shaft looks fine. Bearings all look good. So we're going to give it a good cleaning because there's definitely some grime on the bottom of this engine. Same thing on that side. You can see a lot of grime in there. I will say this four-wheeler is supposed to have like 1,200 miles, I think, and the condition of all those parts in there really doesn't look like it has 1,200 miles. And the frame's busted. I don't know, maybe coincidence. Sorry, not 1,200, 1,680 miles, but still, I don't know. It's either had a very hard life or that is wrong. All right, went ahead and got the crankcase all back together with the used crankshaft. The old one, the junk one, is right here. Right here we got a freshly overbore on the cylinder. Perfect. And then we got a brand new Pro X piston right here we're going to be installing. Took the cylinder head apart, took all the valves out, replaced the valve seals, cleaned everything, lapped the valves. So now this is ready to go. The new head gasket on, ready to install. As you can see, engine's in, all back together. I went ahead and patched the frame here. I welded it, ground it, and then I put a piece about this long, bent it over. It's not pretty, but it's a lot stronger than it was. So yeah, that's taken care of. Let's hear this thing now. Starter clutches are noisy on these. These older Grizzly 600s are the same design as Polaris Sportsman 500s, so the older ones. So that's why they're noisy. But engine sounds great compared to what it sounded like before. Used crank, new piston. Is good to run. Yeah. Obstacle course around here. Alrighty. I won't miss it. And there it is. Finally done that. Glad to get rid of it. And we'll move on to some other stuff. Now, as far as these two Grizzlies go, if I ever get some extra time, I'd like to work on these. I mean, I know they look like parts machines, especially that one's kind of torn apart. This one's obviously torn apart a little bit. This would clean up. It's just been sitting under some trees for a while, obviously. But these both ran. They just, let's see. This one, I think this one had a bad CDI box. It would run, idle, wouldn't take much throttle, just spit, backfire, do all kinds of stuff. And I don't have any way to test these CDI boxes, but I stole one off another machine. This thing ran perfect. And then this one, I'm not sure what was going on with that one. I don't remember. It's been a little while since I've touched that. I know it did run and drive fine, I think. It ran anyways. I actually drove it right there, so Yeah, eventually like to tackle one of these because I actually haven't had a test ride video on one of these Yamaha Grizzlies on my channel yet, so it'd be nice to have one. Obviously, that guy's machine, it wasn't put back together. The gas tank was just sitting there. That's how I got it. That's how I left it. They kept all their parts. They were going to work on that. They just wanted me to tackle the engine, and that's what I did. So hopefully I can get to one of these eventually. I actually got one, two, I got some other ones. One, two, I think I got four of these all together. One's strictly parts. I bought it. Now, don't get me wrong, I bought it cheap enough. It's a green one. I got it all torn apart. But that thing was so bad. I knew the frame was bad on it, like it had rotted. And then I got into the engine, started looking at some of the parts. What happened was a bunch of mice got in the CVT duct, like in here, and it was soaked. It smelled so bad in there. There was dead mice. It was all kinds of stuff in there, and ended up cleaning it all out. It actually pitted, like ate away at the aluminum on the case, the engine case too. It was almost through the engine. It ate right through the clutches. None of the clutches were good on that thing. It was just a pile. But like I said, I got it cheap enough where it wasn't a huge loss, and I got all the plastics and stuff like that. But eventually we'll get to one of these. That bike's done, waiting for the owner to come pick it up. That's going to be the next project for today. The Yamaha, sorry, I got all kinds of stuff on my mind. The Polaris Ranger 800 XP. That one's got some bad noises when you drive it, so we'll see what that is. And obviously the work keeps building up. These two I just got dropped off yesterday, so I got to tackle them. That's a Polaris Sportsman 570, and then obviously the first sled of the year, 2012 Polaris Rush 600. I actually serviced both of these machines last year for the owner, and that one right there you might have seen on my channel. This would have been a couple years ago, but this is, pretty sure it's a 2018 Polaris Sportsman 570 X2, so it's got the dump bed and stuff on it. I used to own this one, and actually I sold it to the current owner, so that's good. She loves the machine. But yeah, I did a test drive video on it and went around, and nice machine. That thing is a really nice machine. Hope you guys enjoyed the short little video, and the next one you see will probably be that Ranger 800.